right, what's up, fam? How you doing? Nick here with Raw Day Trading, and I'm about to get into it today. I did $1,003 today, not too shabby, and there was a lot of action today. It was very busy, and I honestly did not take full advantage of that, even though it's a good number. I'm walking away with. I let a lot of stuff go. I was very reserved on a lot of these setups, and yeah, we'll just kind of get into some of the trades. We're going to do the open. We're going to do a stroll through kind of like the 9:35 to 45 period, and then skip around into the later day activities, and then go from there. So skipping forward, let's look at what we have here. Adjust this, adjust this. All right. So up here on the left there, that is the level 2, and then this is the chart for that level 2. And this is the box of my execution vehicle window, and this is CING. So CING, I think we're just going to watch at the open. I don't think I traded it at the open. Actually, I did take a small cut on it. But we're going to watch that. We're going to watch how it moves out of the open, and then we're going to jump to a couple of the key points in the day today. All right, so here the stock is open. What I'm looking for is, let me just rewind this 2 seconds. Okay, here it's open. Oh, it's open. It's 4 seconds now. 3, 2, 1, and open. Okay, so it's clearly just above the 50 level. It's under. It's kind of like bouncing around in between 50s and 60s right now. Personally, I'm looking for a test lower, test under 50, which it does right there, and I want it for like a pop higher. And I actually get in a little bit late there, but and I realize I do, and I take it out pretty quickly, which ends up working out really nicely. The magical Thinkorswim fills, the Schwab fills, the market makers at Citadel filled me really nicely on that trade. It's amazing when you get stuff right with Schwab. It's really good, and then when you get it all wrong and you're in the bad positions, it really just roasts you. But I got it right on that one, and I was looking for another trade, maybe through 11. I don't think I'd take anything else here though. Yeah, I could have done a little bit something there, but oof, that would have been a brutal flush. Brutal. That's, up at 11, now it's down at 9. Yeah. Yeah, these things move quick out of the open, so you got to be careful. And then this was the runner yesterday. It had been consolidating sideways. It had done a lot of kind of fakey fake action, and then I think later in the day it ripped higher and then ripped way higher in the after hours. Like it doubled in price. So that's that. It's expected that there's going to be a sell off. I wasn't too keen on trading it overall. And look at that bounce. That is magical. Wow, I just want to see that one more time. Okay, so from a low of almost halting down, it looks like, yeah, you're at like from 11. Huge seller there. Huge seller. 65. Wow. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's just massive. And then it kind of holds here at 10, and it's like, I mean, I wouldn't take it here. I would have taken it a little bit earlier if I was paying attention / had the cojones to take that. I did not. But look how it starts to build up here. It starts to build a little bit higher, tapping the 30s level. I'm looking here at the level 2. Oh, looking a little sketchy. But the 1 minute closes here, and it's like kind of not terribly bad. And then wow, boom, you can kind of exit there. In this 50s, 60s, it looks like for a nice little win. It goes even higher. I didn't even see that. Okay, all right, money. All right, so that's the open. Let's bounce around a little bit. I'm feeling limber today. I don't want to sit and just do the same thing. There was this QNTM. It was kind of like an off-brand sort of name. I don't know if it had no news on it actually. I'm looking at it right now. It didn't really have any news. At least not that I see on the top. It's just top market gainers. So it's just kind of bouncing up. It looks like it might have been like a recent IPO or something, and it's you can look at it, you can see it's kind of volatile. It hit 7.5 in the pre, and then now it's back down at 5.25. So it's got some range. It's got some activity on it. It has 2 million shares of volume, which is an okay amount of volume, especially for just at the open, and just just available to actually play in regular market hours. These are very um, kind of normal volumes, especially you can have a sleeper name come out of these stocks like this. And so I was watching it, and then my thesis on these are like, I'll have it for a nice little pop, and I doubt there's going to be much action after that. And so that's kind of what I did. It's kind of how I played it. Um, this was my second trade of the day, and I'm watching level 2 down here, and I'm seeing big spread, at least for the price level. Volume level makes sense on it. So I know that if I have to bail, it's gonna suck. So I only have 1,000 shares on, and normally I might have like 2,000 shares on a $5 stock. Um, so it's like half size, and I'm watching it for any indication that it might start rolling, and I see it kind of pin to 29, and I take a position. I buy in, I get filled at 28 beautifully, and it pops up to 35. And hesitating, not super concerned. And I take it out there for a small $100 winner. It's like $111 on that trade. And I was like, okay. I just based on the action, I knew this one could just like flip on me on a second's notice, and I was very quick to get out of that. So that was that. All right, and now let's reset this screen here to go back to our good friend CING. That dip recovery was pretty awesome, but it's clearly getting sold into at the highs there. And let's go a little bit further here. 935 is where I want to be. Okay, 934. 934. Let's see what happens here. I actually don't quite remember what happens because I don't think I traded it. This is not like an area that I would want to be, at least personally. Like some people are really good at trading these like little micro moves. I'm okay at it. Just okay though. Okay, so looking at it. 935. What's it gonna do? To me, it looks like it might go higher here because it's hesitating to go. Like it's not failing. Like it's still early in the day. It looks pretty bearish on the surface, but in all things considered, if you're holding short on this and it's not dying and it has the range and speed that it does, then I'm like, well, this could be a problem for some people, and that's what I'm thinking. So, at least looking back on it now, I was not actually trading this one. I was focused on GTEC. It was the second leading gapper in the market, and actually don't make much money net on it, but I was trading. I made a couple dollars here and there. made some, lost some, and kind of like knitted out around even. Okay, so this dips down to 10. What's going on here? It's kind of holding above 10. Uh, holding. Say buy right there. Slip it in. Holding, sell. Buy back. Sketchy move to buy back right there because it's the same price. Easy way to churn myself out a couple times, but holding still now. And this is theoretical trading in my head, by the way. I always like to do this. It's like practice trade. Okay, so I'm holding. It's like, what's it going to do? Is it going to just totally fail here? I'm ready on the sell button. Waiting. It's kind of creeping higher. But it's also kind of holding under these like little micro pivots that I've mapped out here from the chart. I really think it might be able to go. I'm up a little bit. I could take it off, but since it's a theoretical trade, I'm just holding. And that's not looking good. That's not looking great. Not looking fantastic. But I actually like it more on the chart now. It's like, it looks bad in a good way, if you know what I mean. It's like, it looks like baiting a trap almost. Oh, and then there we see some light. Ooh, this is getting sketchy. I mean, and I cut it there. And I would have lost twice. Okay. I wonder what I was looking at. Or what I wrote down. Dip on CING. Huh. Oh, I guess I see what it is. I was talking about this. Sometimes, like when I see stuff happen in the market, I write it down so I can practice it. And I think this is one of those times where it dips down below. There it is, right there. So it dips below 10, and I'm like, why am I not in that? Why did I not buy that? Why was I not paying attention? How could I do better next time? And that's why I wrote it down. Okay, so down below 10, practicing here. Buy. Is that held there? Holding. Sell. Okay, cool. Lesson noted. On to the next one. Let's go to 942. 942. So fast forwarding a little bit. 40, 41. Okay, what's going on here? Keeps trying to die. It's not dying. What's this CING gonna do? What will it do? And now keep in mind, I'm not trading this. This is just me like looking back at some of the highlight moments, some of the key pivotal points, and breaking it down for myself, share with you. And yeah. Okay, 942 coming up. What is happening here? What do I think is I think it's gonna go high from what I remember. It's kind of holding above this pivot that's created here. Yeah, let's see what happens. GTC. Huh. Oh, I don't even know if I'm looking at CING. I don't think I am. I think I'm paying attention. Okay, I'm supposed to be paying attention to GTEC. All right, now this one's an interesting cookie. Stop it. There we go. All right, so this one, I was up a little bit on this, feeling kind of good on the day because I was already up like 3-ish. and I take a little L here. I forgot exactly where. Uh, this one's kind of loose. It's like the there it is. That's where I take the L. So 26 to 22 on 2,500 shares. It's a solid $100 or so loss, whatever. Um, okay. Okay. Yeah. What could I have done differently there? Could I have done maybe not traded it? I don't know. Let's rewind this back to when it happened. Adjust this a little bit further over. All right. All right. So this is the. I'm looking at it, and it's like got this test higher candle. It's still holding. It's not failing. And I'm like, this might be a buy spot. And I just waited. I waited a little long. I wasn't even trying to take much on it. Problems that I saw with this trade were it's running into this green line right here, which on my charts is a 200 SMA on the daily, and that's a problem. It's a pretty significant level. It hasn't really broken above that yet today. Tested there. I was like, okay, maybe it's going to go above, and that's what I get in for. So I buy right here. My order's going through. Right there is where you can see it. It's a little weird to get the entire screen in because it's too small for like watching on your phone, really. And so I just have it in this kind of zoomed in manner. And so I'm buying there. It had already tested higher, but I already see on the level 2 that it's under it's like 1 cent under like a 6,000 share seller. It has a pretty high red volume candle right there. It's not going to be super inviting for buyers. And so I immediately cut it like a champ. That's how champs do it. They make mistakes and they move on. They don't linger on the fucking mistakes. Um, hmm. Wonder if it actually goes higher. Nah, it doesn't. It's a good cut. Okay. Then it goes higher. And then our good friend GOVX starts to appear. Um, GOVX, a couple nice things about this stock. I was getting filled really nicely on the bids, which usually does not happen for Thinkorswim, and I only really bring it out when I only really try to buy the bids when the spread is a little bit wonky and I can tell the stock is very, very volatile, and I believe there's a high risk of slippage on the entry plus getting reversed on once I get in. And so on these, I'll be a little bit more patient, be a little bit more selective, and I will look for entries just a little bit safer, as in just lower, really. It's not really safer because it really could just totally reverse, especially names like these. And let's see where I got it. I know I got like a decent one here somewhere. Oh, because I was trading on my other chart. Okay, so I actually don't have that footage. So going this way, I will track down a trade. Okay, let's watch this. Let's see if it's what I think it is. Oh no, I buy market on that. Kind of a mid trade. It's just a 1 cent trade. Pays the fees. It pays the fees. We love it when it pays the fees. Oh wow! And then watching that go right after I kind of cut it and let it sit for a second is, whew, is a good sign that it's a strong stock. And so I'll be watching for the next entry. Yeah, I've learned well not to chase those. The market has taught me. Okay, so let's skip ahead to 10:03. Actually, maybe I can get another good example of a nice trade here. Where was that? Let's see what this one looks like. Oh, this is okay. I think directionally this was a really good trade. It was a very, yeah, we'll watch it one more time. So I kind of realized here that momentum was starting to turn. It was holding. Green candles are showing. It's making these like spikes, but then when it keeps holding here, I'm like, let's take a gander, see what's up. So directionally, I was right, but the execution, I definitely could have let it cook a little bit longer. In my head, at least, I don't know. I could have been right on the timing as well, but looking back on it, I'm like, oh, and I saw a seller there. Okay, that makes more sense. Okay, I saw a seller on the level two, and like, not the kind of seller that like you immediately you buy like the price moves into and it like gets stuck at the seller. It was like a sneaky seller where it was like it wasn't hidden. It was just a couple ticks above, like a couple cents above the actual price at the moment. And those generally tend to have more of a an effect than prices that are hitting. I feel like, at least from what I've experienced. And so, especially if you don't see it and then you do see it, um, it can have an effect on like people doing the same thing, like me watching the tape. So I sold quickly. I got a couple cents there. It was cool. Um, let's see what else we got. So still at this moment, nothing really meaningful. Just a decent day. I'm just trying to like stay out of trouble. I hate that phrase, stay out of trouble. Um, I don't know how better to describe it. I'm just like cautiously tiptoeing, really. I'm like, I know stuff could change in an instant. I know there could be big momentum or it could totally dry out and there'd be no more opportunities because it's a Friday and like it's been a slowish week and I'm just like, ah. So I'm gonna stay cool, not force anything. And that was kind of like my mindset going through all this. And so I was like a little bit like detached from everything, looking for opportunities but not trying to force. What do I do here? Let's bounce, 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 bounce. Oh, cool. Okay, so I think I actually do have a couple trades to show here. Okay, so this is an interesting one. Um, Interesting one because it's not looking fantastic, but it's looking like the news is hypey enough. It's the mpox related news where there's some mpox global emergency, blah 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 blah, and immediately traders are probably thinking of COVID, like what all those stocks were like during COVID. And so, even though this chart is not the best, it's actually not terrible, but it's like at this moment, it's like, without this catalyst, I probably wouldn't be watching it so closely. But I'm tuned in here and I'm loaded up per se for this type of a stock for me and my sizing. And so I'm waiting like, let's see a little test lower here. Let's see what it looks like. Is there going to be some hesitation? That's 5 minute closed. Is there going to be some buyers that come in? And I actually don't mean to sell all of my position here, and that was a mistake. I try to click here. To yeah. I thought I clicked the 500 button to like start unloading slowly, and I just unloaded the whole thing. So I got it from 408 to 413 on 2,500 shares, which is whatever that amount of money is. I don't even know. It's maybe 100, 150, whatever. But that wasn't what I was trying for. I wanted the move because it was kind of like a decent setup. And so I wanted to be in still. And I would still be holding. Maybe it just had 2K shares. And yeah, I would still be holding here. I'm trying to see if there's any spot where I would just be like, nah, I'm going to cut it. This would be sketchy here. I'd be thinking about it. I'd be thinking about cutting for sure right there. I'm a little more comfortable now. If it dipped below 10, I think I'm and held there for any amount of time really without just like the bid. Sometimes the bid will just jump below and then come back up, but like if it held there for any amount of time, I would have dipped. But I think I could have held through that. Yeah. And then unloading a lot at 25 would have been realistic. And maybe keeping 500 on, seeing what happens. But c'est la vie, didn't happen. I didn't take it, and ends up going nicely actually. And that's just sometimes how the cookie crumbles. Huh. All right. So at this point, up around 5. And now the 10 o'clock hour is coming around. This is looking like it's doing a sort of double top on GOVX. I'm like, I don't think it's done, but I think it's going to take a rest here for a minute. And I am going to switch the focus now over to CING. There is a trade here that I have in my notes that I want to take a look at. And so let's look at it. Okay, so this is the level 2 down here for CING. And if I remember correctly, what it does is it shoots up, tests the halt level. I think it's going to halt. I ignore it, and then it reverses down. I think that's what happens. But let's see. Yeah. Okay, so I totally take it off my screen because I think it's dead. And then I got to take it over to here now. Okay, so this is just going to be a level 2 educational at the moment. So this is the CING level 2, and basically the buying price or the buyers are right here. What they'll buy your shares for, and then this is what they'll sell you shares for, and then that's just like the entire market. And so, watching here, it starts creeping up. It's 45, starts breaking 50. I can't even see what's happening on the chart on my end, but I can see through the level 2 what's going on. Okay, it's holding under 50. It's like, what are we doing? And then, wow, okay. So, and then as the minute's about to close, it starts ripping up. I'm like, oh, it's probably going to reverse, right? Minute closes, and then it just blows through 11 and kind of gets pinned there for a second. I really thought it was going to halt. I guess I wasn't paying good enough attention to it because it's not a super strong imbalance right there. And that's a strong imbalance right there, though. Right there. And then it just like, all of a sudden, it's like halting down. It goes from 1120 to 990 or some shit like that. It's holding there for a second. Interesting. And then fast forward a little bit. Okay, it doesn't halt down. I thought it actually did halt down, but lesson, it's a volatile stock. It wasn't on short sale restriction, so that could have just been a big seller jumping in, being like, I want to short this. I say I'm going to short this. Okay. Back on to GOVX, which is now moving up. And this is now looking like a triple top. Blah, 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 blah. Another one of those funny words. Funny phrases for different chart patterns. The different who cares chart patterns. And do I get in on the bid there? I think I get in on the bid, which is actually really nice. Yeah. Okay, so this is what I was talking about. How like it's easier. It was easier to get on the bid for this one. So it does this like little dip down to 2021. Pops up for a second, holds. I put shares out, and I get filled miraculously. Because normally what happens is once I put shares out, um, I really should have held that a little bit, couple seconds longer, right? Yep, shoulda, woulda, coulda. Normally when I put shares out like that, market makers detect it and they auto move the stock in the other direction. It's just like they'll pull their offers and the stock just will rocket, or they'll jump in front of your order and like stair step above you and try to get in first position knowing that you're there. It's whatever. It's just what happens, and so that's why normally I'm using market orders. But on this stock, it was volatile enough. The size was big enough to where I didn't want to use market orders, at least at this point in the motion, and I didn't, and it was whatever. Um, and I definitely did not take advantage of that to the full degree, but that's okay too. All right. And then 1018. Okay, so now it looks like it's like kind of progressing lower. Well, no, it's holding. I take a little stab there. Nice fill, by the way. And then it just blows. Wow. Okay, really missed that. There's a lot there that I didn't get. Nice tried. Well, little chip shot there. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, this is sketchy here. I get reversed on that and I'm still holding. That could have reversed so hard on me. Okay, good. I cut it fast-ish. But then it goes. Oh, and then I buy at the highs. I was like, what the? I don't even remember this. Holy fuck. This is crazy. That was like that's like a excerpt of like all the bad shit I do. Like some of my worst trading is like that. Um, and luckily I get let out here at the highs. I wait for a second and it lets me out, but like that could have really just flipped on me again. Wow. Wow. Oh, wow. 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 Bonkers. I actually have to, what's that, 1012? I have to cut this out. That's really, really bad trading. Definitely have to edit that. That is going in my things to work on folder for sure. Okay, what do we got here? So lucky. All right. Yeah, some garbage ass trading on size, you know, no biggie. Trash. Trashman trading is going to be the name of that. Okay. I can't name it that. I need better self-talk. I'm just going to say improve on executions on this. Trashman trading. Okay, maybe I'll keep Trashman trading because it is fucking hilarious. Okay. Back to this. And then this stock, after this consolidation, right, it kind of just keeps creeping up. And I have one trade that I had written down. So 1018. Trashman trading. Trashman trading. Huh. Just keeps creeping up. I'm like, where do I fucking get in? Because every time I get in these, it feels like it just reverses on me. And so I'm like waiting. And it's like, well, I'm obviously going 5. Do I get in here? Do I wait for dip? I don't know. That orange line is a significant pivot. I don't think it's going to reverse off that, but I'm pretty sure it is going to take a dip after touching 5 here. And then I'm like, all right, where do I get in? Got another. Yeah, done. Okay, here we go. Come on, baby. I'm in buy the bid mode. There we go. Order gets picked up. I'm holding, and take it out for 9 cents. On 2,500 shares, that's over $200. Whatever, it's cool. So that was kind of like what I did today. I had decent size, and I was very specific with the positions. I missed so much stuff. I really probably could have hit more trades today successfully. But a sexy neighbor. But I didn't. Okay, that was a trade I didn't get filled on. Where was I at on that? Yeah. So I didn't get filled on that. But I'm happy with the results today, and I'm going to try to do better tomorrow. There's a couple more trades from later in the day. 1139. Yeah, all these stocks, CING ended up coming back really hard. Doing that nice slap back after consolidating sideways all morning from the lows. We love that. We love that move. I didn't trade it from the lows really. And where did I actually get that one trade off on? Oh, it's from the beginning of the day. Yeah, right. Okay, so 11:39. Oh yeah, out of the hall. Okay, 1 second before I do this. I will be right back. All right. So out of the hall here, it's gonna come. So I was thinking about taking a trade out of the halt here, and I think I do. I think it's a lot smaller than. Yeah, I take a 100 share position. Okay, so first thing to notice is it's not really moving like a halt should be moving. It's sort of low volume, and I cut immediately. It doesn't immediately rip to 15 there, and I don't take that dip either. Um, hmm, yeah, this is not really real trading size that I'm going on. It's more like practice size, just 100 shares. Really, the most I would have lost was like $100 or $200. So it would have been fine. I wasn't really willing to risk any money at this point. Um, so I just kept, yeah, kind of trading with smaller size, like just to participate in the movement to feel how it's feeling. But so it was like it just didn't feel like there was like that big explosion of volume coming in, and then you have yeah, look at that level too, like the orders. Oh, you can't see that. I'm sorry. Okay, my bad. We're gonna get this right now. All right. Okay. So so the halt's opening here. The halt here. It's just like if you look at the stream of orders, it's not really exploding to the upside. Kind of exploding to the downside a little bit. It's starting to catch fire, but it just doesn't have the amount of orders I think it needs to really catch fire here. And it's sort of just like undulating very slowly for what a halting stock should be doing, and it halts down. And so here you have basically it's uncertainty, really, what it is. Like nobody knows what they want to do with it. It's very high. It's now like 200% above yesterday's close, and there it's halting down. Bada bing, bada boom. No, doesn't want to halt down. Oh, it actually doesn't halt down. Okay, it taps the halt down. Oh, and then actually halts down right there. Okay. Sometimes I feel like a bozo, just always narrating what I see in front of me, making dumb predictions. It doesn't happen, but I kind of know what I'm talking about. Um, okay, so that's that one, and then 12:27. Okay, it keeps going too. It curls up, keeps going. Sorry, reset itself. GOVX I think also makes another attempt. I think, but CING is the late day mover. Volume's not crazy high. This is the 5 minute volume. It's less than the open. So I don't have much faith in it, but I think it does end up going to 20 or so. And then this is what? 1203. No. This one. Okay, so this is my last trades of the day. And this is GOVX making a rip to the highs. And let me reposition everything again so you guys can see. GOVX just blowing. And I didn't take advantage of this one. Again, I was playing super conservative at this point. Ripping high. The volume's good. Let me move that up a little bit. It's above the highs. And it's looking for 6. It's clearly looking for 6. And that's what I'm thinking. So I'm hesitating a little bit too long on this. Yeah, I really should be jumping in right there. And I'd be cutting it right there. And then jumping back in. No, actually, I wouldn't have jumped in yet. Oh, this is beautiful, actually. I remember this. Okay. So I let it kind of sell here for a second. It doesn't quite die. The candle's about to close. I'm watching it. Hands on the buy button. And boom. Right there. And 86, 88. I cut it. Back in again. I'm like, oh, that could have been bad, but it made a new high, and I cut it again. And then that put me over the G on the day, and I got really, really conservative after that. And I had one more trade, but it was just for a small amount, just to get over a G after expenses. So yeah. Okay. Well, that was the day. Hope you guys enjoyed that. And day trading is risky. Don't take any of my advice. This is just for personal reference and for entertainment purposes only. Most traders lose money and a lot of time. So choose wisely in what you want to do in life. And don't day trade. Okay. Peace out. Bye.